All right, ladies and gents, welcome. We should probably start the game. To a 1v1 I really haven't heard much about. This is a game that I heard was really good, and as part of my Game of the Week stream, I kind of want to break down for you all. And I've got my suspicions, I've got my ideas of how this Civ matchup might progress, but I have absolutely no clue because I haven't heard anything yet. So we've got Kasva here in the blue playing as the Malians. I really like the Malians because they're a civilization that's flexible and strong, but they're not necessarily the best. It just makes you feel good when you win with a Civ that isn't the best. And then you've got Vietnamese for DauT. And DauT is, DauT and Kasva, both really fun players to watch play because they have creative strats. So I think Kasva MBL, MBL DauT, DauT Kasva, like those three players right now seem to be the most entertaining to watch for me. So, Vietnamese. Well, the first thing I think of is that Vietnamese are a really good archer civ, and they're a really good trash civ. So, when you think Vietnamese, you think crossbows, you think rats and archers, you think imperial skirmishers. And not much else. Now, they have had a recent change, which is absolutely bonkers, and no one's talking about it for some reason, but their unique tech, Chatras, gives you plus 100 HP on your battle elephants now. So if I'm not mistaken, if you get all your upgrades on battle elephants with Vietnamese and Imp, they're over 400 HP. Actually, I think they're 420 HP, right? Blaze it, I guess. So yeah, in a dream scenario here, we see elephants just to see what it's all about, because those things would be tough to kill. But more than anything, I kind of expect archer-heavy play from DauT. And when we have Malians... Malians are a civilization where I think flexibility first. You can go knights, you can go archers, you can go swordsmen in the mid game. But mainly, I think, in this matchup, about the swordsmen because they have high pierce armor. High pierce armor means they're good or better against archers than, other champions would be. So, I guess we'll see. But yeah, the devs were just like, the Chatras upgrade isn't really doing too much. People aren't researching it a lot for Vietnamese. Vietnamese aren't being picked a lot in tournaments, so let's give them something more. 420 HP for one unit. You make 3 units, you have over 1,000 HP. I can do math, that's right. Math is cool. Putting Spirit of the Law out of business with that math. Let's go. What I don't like for DauT is this wood line. I think he's going to chop through that pretty quickly. This hill is extremely awkward for him as well. The backside of his base is really nice, though. You've got a stone, you've got another gold, and then you've also got the wood lines. And I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but with the new and quote-unquote improved version of Arabia, new and improved, with the new and improved version of Arabia, there's almost always 2 wood lines right next to each other with a tiny little gap. I don't know why that is, but that's almost always the case. I've realized that. So, like, tiny little gap, tiny little gap. So I've just gotten used to placing a house between those. It's not like the end of the world, but it's just a very weird thing to be consistent, I will say the most recent patch has really improved Arabia, though, so I'm not going to complain on it too much because it was really bad the first time they tried to make a tweak. Also, Vietnamese know exactly where the enemy is. And another little trick is you can see things such as them pushing deer. So I can't show you now, it's too late, but when an animal dies, you always see it in an area you've scouted. So if someone has like 3 dead deer underneath their TC, you'll actually see that. And that'll tell you they're not scouting you. And that's just a random little tidbit I thought of. It's not super important, but every little bit adds up. And DauT got a little lucky here, right? He wasn't scouting because he knew where the TC was. And he just happened to run into the militia. All right. Do you think you could get Vietnamese elephant health to overflow now in 256 tech? Well, we got to find out tomorrow. we got to find out tomorrow, baby. Let's do that for community games. DauT not going feudal age, guys. He decides to stay in dark age because that's what Kasva's doing. He's going to make his own militia, and he's going to aim to defend here. Does have the walls down, so he's safe for now. Kasva is hoping to take some control of the map. And what he's aiming to do, and this is actually late for him. He wants to get Loom at 27 pop. That's normally what you do with his build. But he forgot to collect 10 gold. So he's sending another Vil so he can come... Oh, I guess that works. Anyways, to be seen what Kasva ends up doing with this, but It's actually a pretty start. Man, what is wrong with me? Pretty good start to the fight. Anything can happen, though. Both players fighting with the same armies. Kasva, I think, has the lead here. But Kasva also wasn't fighting with his scout quite as much. Oh, yeah, that's amazing from Kasva. Because at this point, even if you lose the final militia, you have your scout. And that's what you're going to want here. One militia is never going to kill the Vil, but a scout's going to bring you crucial information. So, DauT kind of left in the dark then. But dark is fine if it's going to be the exact same build order. And I think what Kasva's going to do is that. Yeah, Kasva forgetting to go to gold really set him back from what he wanted to do here. But I think he'll be okay. I think when he does get feudal age, he's probably going to make 2 ranges. It's very cheap for Malians to do that. And for DauT, you're just thinking, oh, please don't make more militia. Please don't make more militia. Please don't be fast feudal. All right. Scout, very weak. Still running around. Just trying to see what DauT's up to. And DauT's going to wall up. Seems like DauT should get the walls down. Ooh, and what? I think he wants to tower the wood line if he's coming forward like this, right? He sees the walls. Maybe he thinks he could sneak, but it's a little too late for a sneak. Okay, using the weak units. We'll scout this. DauT should... No! God, DauT should kill that. That bothers me so much because one of my favorite things is getting value from a low HP scout. Even if it's not real value, I'll always try and sell you on it being value. Like, oh my god, did you see what he did with that scout? It was so cool. I just need one more thing to talk about all the time. That's really the truth of the matter. Okay, so DauT has no clue that this is over here. But what does this accomplish? Is he going to build 2 ranges on the hill? 1, 2. What? Well, there's the YouTube title right there. The ranges on the hill. And if you full wall your base before DauT gets there with anything significant, DauT will be so confused. Oh, this is sneaky, guys. You tower your gold because you can't really wall that in right now. You wall your base. DauT's going to go archers. I think DauT is going to try and send the archers out. But DauT doesn't have a scout. Yo, what's up, Intervento? I know chat's not on the overlay. That was intended. For today, it was intended. We'll see what happens. And Kasva's going to just take this stone. Okay. So, I mean, he spent his stone on the tower. And I think DauT needs to get in here. If nothing else, just to know that there's no military building at home. Because there's going to be some confusion for him. Right now, he's thinking that, you know, there's probably going to be a unit come over here to deal with this. But the longer it doesn't, the more he's going to be confused. And he needs to be able to scout stuff. And the Spearman MVP here blocking the house foundation. He's like, no, no, no. You can't live there. I own these lands. It's just one archer with fletching. So we'll eventually do damage. But Kasva's trying to keep him out. And what is this? What? What? This is so worth it for DauT. Kasva's like, you shall not pass. But, dude, this is a lot of idle time. I don't think this is worth it. But DauT's going to see that and be super confused. Again, he's like, where's this military? What is he doing? I think what I would assume is that Kasva's going fast castle. You would never assume that Kasva actually has military. You probably think he has a stable in here. You think he's on his way to castle age. Now you're thinking, okay, his eco's really bad because he just pulled all those vills. You could even range the wood line. I mean, this is why you don't go forward buildings unless you have an immediate impact. But maybe there's a hole in the wall or something. I don't see one. Don't think there's a hole there. DauT is open still. I don't think he'll chop through the wood line. It's very interesting. Now, the reason I love Kasva is because of how fun he is as a player. Now DauT's going to be even more confused. Actually, DauT could run past here. Yeah, Kasva sees that. Smart thinking from Kasva. But DauT's going to be like, what? Double tower? Oh my god. I want this to work so much. Well, imagine if he waited another minute and that tree was chopped. Wait. Does Kasva see the trees being chopped? Don't attack. Okay, he does feel the need to attack. All right, so he attacks. DauT is now like, ah. And there's a hole. No way. DauT's like, let's plug the gaps. But DauT didn't see this one, and now the archers are in. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? DauT's forward army is waste, excuse me. And now he has to go for damage control. Now he's on the way to Castle Age because he just figured that's what the opponent was doing. And surprise, surprise, buddy. You've got archers in your base, and now you need to send everything home. Your villagers need to leave all your resources. He actually hasn't lost a vill, but now he does. 1 down, 2 down. And DauT has every single villager except a few farmers in the TC, under the TC, moving around. Crazy. And I mean, Kasva's eco is really bad right now, but he lucked out because he took a risk, right? There's a sports saying, I think, it's you make your own luck, and that's exactly what he did here. So if it were me, that would never work. DauT would be walled and I'd be dead, and people would be like, T90, this is why you cast games. Okay, so he kind of has to pick his spots right now because Kasva has more military, but it is still very possible for DauT to come back with a little bit of good micro. He's not microing at all, which is a concern. Kasva's definitely focusing on the micro. I think DauT was maybe looking over here at the same time, which is why that happens. But now he has to leave again. Oh, God. 5 villagers down for DauT. But, you know, this is good. Because if DauT's able to afford any upgrades, he will be in Castle Age faster. And there's a lot you can do with Castle Age. So you can get stronger military to counterattack. You can add a second town center to maybe try and boom. I just realized that DauT sold all of his stone to go fast Castle Age. That's why I didn't place a tower. Interesting. Now, when you're in DauT's position, you really don't want to make too many skirms because when Kasva eventually hits Castle Age, he's just going to make knights. You always try and find a little bit of a balance because the archers are going to be the most important thing long term for you, so you're not vulnerable to the counter. Yo, what's up, George? Glad you could make it. Nice to see you. We're making it work. We're making it work. Cav Archer. That's just the most DauT thing ever. Why would you make a Cav Archer? Why? Actually, Vietnamese Cav Archers are not awful because you do get bloodlines. So it's not the worst civ to make Cav Archers with. And Kasva has done an amazing job buying himself time. But he hasn't really done the best job with his eco at home. Eventually, we'll lose those archers. He's added a second tower here, I guess, because he's worried he'll get hit there. No! What is this base? You know what makes me happy, guys? Is that a lot recently when I've been casting, I've been saying this reminds me of 2015 and 2016. I don't know what it is. I don't know if maybe I've just been getting lucky with the games, but I feel like messier games are returning a little bit. That or maybe I just need to cast DauT more. Because that's just how he's been playing recently. Alright, so now Kasva has no military. His villagers are still over here, though. DauT might expect to need to look over there. And, you know, DauT's got 14 on gold, so his eco's not looking too hot either. Adding a second range. He's trying to get a counterattack in, which is good. And he'll see those archers there. So, yeah, he's going to probably foresee the need to defend his skirmishers with a unit that can counter knights. He's got cav archers. It gives him mobility. He hits the tower, though. And maybe he was thinking twice about going forward now. It's very unlikely that you're ever going to have villagers go forward and build buildings and then run home. It's very unlikely it's ever going to happen. But there's not really much DauT can do on the front anyway. So he should probably look back here, and he sees him. Okay. Now, Kasva is doing everything right at home. He's got the 2 stables. He's got a lot of farms. He got good eco. He's got a lot on gold. So, oh, he's going to lose these archers, though. Okay. I say DauT has the lead for now. Especially because Kasva needs to get away with these vills. So, DauT lost 6 villagers. Kasva will likely lose 3. DauT adding the second TC at around the same time. So, we have a pretty close game. Okay. Guys, by the way, so the big thing for me with this transition is that I pass along as much feedback as I can. People watch on their phones, people try and watch on TVs, people try and watch on desktop, and being able to connect is obviously is different for all those different things, right? So I've been in close contact with Facebook, and I want to pass along the situations that you guys are running into. So I'd say maybe post it in the Discord, but mods are also keeping an eye on if people are having issues. It's weird because earlier today, there was a connection issue with mobile, and I think has since sorted it out. So I just want you guys to know that even though I'm mainly talking about the game here, I am listening. I'm gonna do what I can, right? Obviously, it's mainly focused on the content, but pass along what I can. Another TC now for DauT? Maybe over here could make sense. That's a good low elo legend TC. What? This is a legitimate low elo legend TC. What? You can fit 4 farms next to this TC, DauT. Why would you TC the edge of the map? Hate to be overly critical, but that is a DauT TC. DauT TC if I've ever seen one. But his eco is still okay, as he's actually more shifting towards that than anything. Hasn't committed too heavily to Cav Archer upgrades now. He is still making them. He just needs bloodlines yet. He needs husbandry, and these camels have armor, so he's got to be careful. Nice position for these Cav Archers to fall into, though. The tricky thing is, as DauT is... Oh, miss my... Oh, God, I can't look! Miss micro of the century right there. Yeah, the tricky thing for DauT is if the camels hit, they destroy Cav Archers. It's kind of an interesting one, because if Cav Archers get to 25 or 30, then camels look awful, because camels have a weakness against archers. But because of the bonus damage... They do so much damage, and they end up being pretty strong. Here's another TC for Kasva. And so it's 3 TCs for Kasva. And he wants to go 4 TCs. Wow, big boomer here. What's funny is I would not put it past DauT to go for 4 TCs either. DauT's got good eco upgrades, and now he's going to stone. So it's either to save up for a castle or maybe even a 4 TC. DauT's got another gold over here. Both players kind of have one vulnerable gold. You can see this is the one that Kasva's town centering. Oh, is that Kasva's gold as well? Interesting. I guess DauT was a little fortunate with the gold positions. Gold positions seem a little safer. There's the stable for DauT, so we're going to get to see what these Vietnamese Cav Archers can do. Does anyone remember if Vietnamese get Parthian? Yo, what's up, Jack? Welcome. He says, mine was the same watching in a browser on my phone. Yeah, guys, I've had a lot of people telling me they're trying to use the browser on their phone, and a lot of people are telling me it's not working too well. I've used the Facebook gaming app, and it's worked swimmingly for me, but that might not be the same for everyone. So I don't think using the browser on the phone is probably... I don't think that's your best bet. So maybe the app isn't working too well for people too. I don't know. Everyone's a little different. Okay, they don't get Parthian tactics. Okay, cool to know, cool to know. Thank you. Anyways, they're kind of hanging out, slowly building up their military, but they're thinking about the long term now. Now let's see. So you get 80 HP in Castle Age because your Vietnamese archers get more percentage of HP on their archers. Interesting. Like normally it would be 50 HP for a Cav Archer without bloodlines. Now it's 60. With bloodlines, it takes you up to 80. Not bad. That's what heavy Cav Archers get. TC number 5 for Kasva on this gold. He's got a lot of gold around the map that he could take now. Remember this one if he scouts it. Doesn't have that scouted yet, which is crazy because it's technically his. But speaking of scouting, DauT is sending out the skirm. And DauT is sending out the skirm just so he can see what's going on out there. Just making sure there's no tech switches or anything like that. And DauT will complain about that one. Loses the monk. No camel noises here. Facebook Gaming, when we had everything set up, they said, and last thing, T90, you cannot make any camel noises. And I was like, what? It's going to ruin the content. That's what I'm known for. Are you sure? And they're like, yep, I'm sorry. Listen, we want your content to reach new audiences. We want to build up Age of Empires. You cannot make camel noises. I was like, okay, seems reasonable to me. I guess I'll listen to you guys. Pikeman now for DauT. And this is a fun timing on this because Pikeman Monk with the Cav Archer is a great addition against Camel. But the second the castle goes up, Pikeman is awful. So if this would have moved forward a little bit earlier, it would have been good for DauT. But I don't think he's going to be able to deny this castle. I feel like if nothing else, we could see more villagers from Kasva come over. Because DauT will probably try and snipe the vills. I think what I would do is immediately click villagers over, but he might not realize there's a hole there. And so he's going to take this fight. DauT taking the fight, killing a lot of camels, going for conversions. Now Kasva's pulling more vills. Yeah, I think the start to the fight was pretty bad for Kasva, but he knows the castle's going to go up, so he knows he'll get kills afterwards. That pulled away. There you go. Use the castle to focus on some units as they run away. Not bad for DauT, though. And now what DauT should do is he should try and get a castle up on this hill. Oh, actually, it's tricky. Because Kasva's gone imp now. I was going to say castle this hill, go imp yourself and treb it down. Let's see what he does. Because DauT's about to have the stone for a castle. He must be missing a second building to go Imperial Age. There's a university he forgot. Wasted time for DauT, and there he goes. Okay. Now, Kasva is going to go for the unit that I talked about in Dark Age. He's going to try and go for champions. So, like, quadruple barrack champions could be good, but I'm very vocal about Malian champions, and I don't think they're a good unit to go for unless you already have an advantage. You could argue that maybe he's got some advantages here, but I think the reason for that is if the game is close, it takes so long to click man-at-arms, then longsword, then two-handed swordsman, then supplies and champion. It takes so long, and it gives the opposition who's just making a unit that needs one or two upgrades, it's putting them into a position where they can take more of the map. The Scorpions will go down for Kasva. A little sloppy to have no support there. And Cav Archers from DauT getting some kills. This is longsword now complete. And yeah, like, you're going to see my point here in a second. He doesn't even have any of them yet. And he's still trying to get the upgrades. And then, meanwhile, DauT's got a lot of military. I think rats and archers will be the go-to for DauT. He's dropped a castle here. Kasva will be able to see the castles there and that there's a flag on it. So that'll help Kasva maybe guess what's coming. But truthfully, I think the best thing you have against rats and archers is the champion if you're Malians. Look at this, man. I would never do this. Kasva this whole time just been thinking about some small house walls just to protect different areas of the map. I think Kasva really needed to get relics. DauT is so good at that, and I think not getting relics is a mistake here. DauT on the way to get relic number 3 as we see a castle here for DauT. Kind of passive castles, right? Very defensive castles. He might feel like he's going to take this late and that Vietnamese will be better there. All right, Cav Archers, Pikemen, they could loop around here. Kasva would then have to send units back. And DauT might see these Cav Archers just throwaway units now. Like, whatever. I don't care at this point. They are certainly going to be able to get some damage in and some raids. And this is giving DauT so much time and so much focus for the other side of the map. Yeah, I wanted to ask you if my mic sounds all right today. This is actually my old microphone because I broke... Cav Archers get mopped up there. Good job, Kasva. Before this stream, as I was setting up, I dropped my mic and broke it. And the old one is still the same type of mic, and I just wanted to make sure there weren't any issues. Like, I feel like it's maybe a 95% of what it was. So let me know if you have any input. It doesn't sound backwards enough. Okay, do you want to hear something funny about that? So when I got the old mic set up, because I wanted to test it, I was doing testing recordings, and I was like, man, this sounds really bad. Why? The settings are the same. And it was because I was speaking into the wrong side of the mic. Just like the old days. Only in the old days, I did it for a year without knowing that I could sound better than that. But yeah, the reason for that is the knobs I have to turn are on the back side of the mic. So to see it, I had to turn it around, and I'm so dumb, I didn't flip it over. So anyways, rats and archers here. Elite rats and archers are very hard to kill. And I feel like even they should be decent against these two-handed swordsmen. But let's see. A couple trebs here for DauT. And DauT forcing the issue. And this two-handed swordsman, they don't have the final armor upgrade yet. But that is on the way, and there are a lot of them. And DauT does have to run. That is a big concern here. When you have rats and archers, it's hit and run. And you cannot run away from your trebuchets. Still, though, currently these things are getting mopped up, and Kasva must be doing something else because this is bad. This is really, really bad. I think he's probably expanding his eco somewhere. That's normally what happens when a player misplays like that. And DauT with another castle. The only way DauT loses this game is if the Malian champions are truly strong enough against archers. And this is a good archer unit, right? Rats and archers, 7 base attack. Our elite, sorry, is 7 base attack, 7 plus 4. So you've got 11 attack. And that's 8 pierce armor on the champion. So you're doing 3 damage a shot. I mean, if there's enough champions, anything can happen here, right? It's important that DauT forces the issue is he's now going to add stables. Tell me he makes elephants. Tell me he feels the way I feel, and he feels overconfident, and he makes elephants. Please. We talked about it at the start, DauT. I don't know if he has the gold, though. He's making so many rats and archers, he might not have the gold for it. Screw it. No, he has the gold for it. Come on, DauT. Don't go for light cav. No, you boring meta lord. Come on. Well, I mean, light cav, I feel like it's always good to have a buffer, and it's always good to raid, of course. But it doesn't really give you a strong response to the champions. And here come those champions, and that group one-shots them. So, as you can see, rats and archers strong enough, but the champions are on the way. These trebs are going after DauT's castle. Could easily take that out. DauT probably feeling like he's going to win this fight. He's not even running away. And he's got to be careful with his rat sons. He's got to be careful with his bombard cannon, too. Now, I like the activity on the left side from DauT. It looks like he's raiding there. I'll keep an eye on that. Kasva did take out 1 castle, and that's a concern for DauT, right? If he doesn't have the castle, he's not going to be able to make rats and archers. And he's lost a lot of rats and archers here. There is a reason we have called these things champ scarls for the last 4 years. These units feel like Huskarls. It takes so long to kill them. If you can mass enough of them and protect your trebs here, you might be able to win this for your Kasva. He's got 0 relics. He needs to force the issue here. But guys, the other thing I didn't bring up until now, which is so bad of me. Malian gold lasts 80% longer now. I should have brought that up already. So you might be able to just outlast your opponents now with Malians, as DauT's castle's going to go down, and he could lose his trebs. This hurts his production even more for the rats and archers. And it's 155 pop versus 155 pop. Rip to your trebs, DauT. And now we have Tigui, which means the Malian town centers will fire arrows, even when they're not garrisoned, which I guess will help when those raids come in. Wait, it's 30%? I could have sworn it was 80%. 80% sounds like a lot. 30% seems more reasonable. I'll take your word for it. All I know is I played a game the other day with Malians, and I just looked at my base, and I'm like, what? I still have gold? It just felt very unnatural, you know? The game plan for Kasva is make more champions and protect those trebs, and DauT is trying to take out those trebs with the light cav. So it's almost worth it for Kasva not to try and engage anything else, just protect these trebs. And you're seeing them go down here. You're going to see the rats and archers fall to the hill. I feel like the KD will end up looking fairly decent for DauT here, but DauT needs his castles. He's almost out of stone. He'll have to buy more stone to repair this. He dives in for the treb. He'll take out the treb. Can he get all of them, though? Jeez, he's like Cav are weak. Okay, he's going to get one more. He'll get him, I think. No. He won't get him. DauT's behind in military, guys. Rats and archers are strong, but maybe not the go-to in this situation. Maybe DauT needs elephants. Maybe he should have gone for his own champions. The possibilities are endless. Vietnamese have some different things they can do. But, oh, no, big mistake. Okay, Treb will go down. That will be fine. What Kasva was doing a good job at was protecting his trebs, and then he kind of fell away from that there. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Light Cav now streaming in from the left side for DauT. Because you've got still good gold control over here. This is an extra gold, right? Still lots of gold back there for Kasva. I think Kasva's raid will do a lot. I think Kasva could maybe make additional barracks on the side and start streaming units in towards the eco. But more than anything, Kasva needs another snowball, and here it is. Here it is. We got more champs. And DauT will soon be out of castles. Even if you throw away this entire army, as long as you take out the castles, then DauT's making light cav. And Vietnamese light cav, they're not the worst light cav in the world. You get bloodlines, you get the final armor upgrade, but it's not exciting. You're not utilizing any bonuses. Malians actually have bonuses for light cav, and Malians could just respond with what? But the light cav raids are paying off here. It's 180 population for both. And the light cav, if they continue to stream in from the left side, are just going to give a little bit of control. And I think DauT could gain the control on the right side as well. Who's kind of losing the mid and trying to stabilize while he pushes the sides. I love these types of games. I'm still leaning towards DauT to win this game, and that's just because he has the relics, and it's because he has the side control. But I mean, how does he stop this? Okay, I'm trying to think. This whole day has just been showing how little I know about Age of Empires. Okay, Vietnamese don't get hand cannons. They do get champions. I don't know if they get supplies, but you could maybe justify going for your own champion here. But DauT seems to have a lot of belief in the rats and archers. And when the rats and archers get upwards of 40, they do seem fairly strong. I think he might need a few more stables so he can make light cav to snipe the trebs, but with these choke points between the stables, it's worked out quite well for him there. All right. Units getting destroyed there for Kasva, and Kasva has to fall back. And Kasva's falling back and also has to react to some of these raids. The castle positions look really good here. We have murder holes for Kasva, multiple stables. I expect the Farimba upgrade as well, if he didn't already get that, so we can go for raids. Okay. Kasva could maybe take that gold. You've got a little bit of gold. Yeah, so just general gold spots on the left as Kasva tries to stop DauT from raiding. But I don't think the light cav will get very far, not past the castles. Guys, an underrated move, if you're not making archers in the Imperial Age, is still get Bodcanero and Bracer and Ballistics. I think getting Ballistics was a good move there. Good fight here for Kasva. Game is really slowed down in the middle, and I think the DauT is just going to mass those Rattans. Where are they right now? Where are the rats and archers? Oh, here they are. Okay, here are the rats and archers. So they can outrun. But God, even 37 of them don't one-shot a champion? That's insane. I think 40 is the magic number. I'm trying to do the math. 70 HP, 3 damage a shot. Someone do the math for me, maybe. Make me look good. But now we've got Tigui. So Malians just seem to be a lot stronger now. It's even stronger than they were before. I don't think Malians would still be able to rely on gold to make champions if you're talking about the way Malians were before Bohemians were introduced. Bohemians received their free gold mining upgrade, and so that tweaked, and DauT just got rocked by the bombard cannon. And here come the light cav from Kasva. Here come more champions. DauT's still on one castle, and now I'm wondering, can DauT win this despite his population being pretty good? This is a great game, dude. Malians, I'm telling you, not the best civ, but a very fun civ to play. You have a very flexible castle age, which I like. And Kasva is in this for the long haul. And when you're thinking late game, you're thinking castle positions. This back area seems unraidable. Left side's still very exposed, but if you think about DauT, he's exposed on the left. He's exposed on the right. Light cav raids could end him. Kasva just needs to realize that, take a few good fights in the middle, and spin that around to the sides. This is so different from the arena games we were casting earlier, though. Like, that arena game is still in my mind, honestly. It was so fun. I'd like to see if maybe Kasva can make some buildings on the side, make a few stables over here, make a few stables over here. You could use barracks as well, but maybe he doesn't need to do that. Maybe his main focus is just going to be up the gut right now, because what can stop him? DauT does have gold in the bank. He does have a lot on food, but I do not think light cav, rats, and archer can do this. What civilization can kill Malian champions and light cav? Certainly not an archer civilization. Like, maybe you could say Ethiopians, because they could make, they could end up making Shotel warriors, but I'm not sure how well they perform. I think Mayans would probably struggle as well, right? Yeah, I guess plumed archers technically are a little better than the rats and archers due to some bonus damage, but tricky. Light cav raids coming in, and this is exactly what Kasva needs to win, at least in my assessment. Like, you raid on the right, you hit the middle, or you raid on the right and you hit the left here if you're Kasva. You've got 7 plus 7 attack. DauT's still trying to maintain his rats and archer numbers, but he's only looking at 16 right now with 1 castle to reduce them from. DauT, though, taking him off of this gold, too. That's not bad. Now you have the light cav running through this way, and the light cav, yeah, dude. This is why I'd say make some stables on the sides. Make stables on the sides, and then push the middle. And here you go. He's pushing the middle. Kasva, this is probably his final push, I think. DauT is trying to hold. He's got the raids to deal with. He's trying to deal with that with his own light cav. This is a unit that should not be defensive. It's more of a raiding tool. And, oop, DauT going in there. Snipes the bomber cannons. That's good. But Kasva, he's heard me rant about this over the last couple of years. He's not trickle trebbing. He shows up with 2 trebs. He shows up with 2 bombard cannons. Castle down. And this, my friends, seems like it is the end for the Lord. With 1,600 gold, man. Oh, I wish he would have gone elephants. Wouldn't elephants just straight up win? I mean, you don't get Halb if you're Malians. The camels wouldn't do too well against elephants. I don't know. The thing is, there's other reasons for not going elephants here, as DauT calls the GG. That was a really good game. The archer ranges on the hill started it, and that might be what the YouTube title is, but it turned into a really good back and forth Castle Age Imperial game. I think if you think early imp, though, Kasva, he was in a position where he was going to soon be pressuring DauT, and DauT was uneasy about that, and so DauT committed to Ratens. And sometimes with something as expensive as elephants, it's almost like Paladin. You don't want to go for that because if it doesn't work, you're dead. And so you want to go for the more late game approach. And that was DauT's thought process. He figured I have castles everywhere on the hills. I have 3 relics. So I'm going to have more gold long term and I'm going to have a better position. But clearly not the stronger military. Jeez. And actually, let's look at the amount of gold brought in here. So, okay, Kasva brought in 19,500 gold. But DauT brought in 2,000 gold from relics. So in terms of mined gold, he brought in like 3,000 or 4,000 more. And I wanted to see if he had gold remaining yet. Okay, no gold remaining there. No gold remaining there. Okay, this is a pretty long game. Hour-long game. He did have a tile there of 500s, whatever. But yeah, he definitely had more gold banked up. He definitely was able to send more waves of champions than Malians of old would be able to do when they just mined gold a little bit faster. Now, I liked the mining gold faster. It suited me. I had a build order for it, to be honest, chat. And when they made the changes, I was a little salty about it. But we're all like that sometimes with our favorite civs, and that was solid, man. 84 farmers for Kasva. Full credit to Kasva. You guys might not have heard about him as much over the years. He has been playing a lot, but especially this year, he's putting full-time hours into Age. And at least on the ladder, it's really been showing for him. So, yeah, what a crazy game. Started off with a weird little sneak. Somehow turned into a Castle Age game when DauT was 5 minutes faster to Castle Age. And then they were very similar with imp times. Crazy scouting. Yeah, that game had everything. Not bad. I feel like what Kasva needs right now, Farlands, is Kasva needs a really solid tournament result to boost his confidence. And he has come quite close. But I feel like he's getting through that period where he's lost a decent amount of games in like tournaments, and when you get used to that, you're no longer as scared to get into games, if that makes sense. I think that's important. Like this year for me, I'm going to play in events, and the goal is basically get through the first couple rounds maybe and then die to someone much better than me. But I need to get used to the frustration and the anxiety that tournaments can bring. So this is my lose year. Oh God.